Hey, this is Pete Alonso of the New York Mets, and you're listening to BT Talks Baseball. Take it away, Brett.
Hey, everybody, welcome back inside BT Talks Baseball. Where you been? I've been here all summer waiting for you. What a great summer it's been, especially for both New York baseball teams, specifically for my New York Mets. What a summer it's been. I always say going into a baseball season, all I ask is for the Mets to keep the summer interesting. And man, have they kept the summer interesting. That is an understatement. But listen, it's been a minute. Tell me how you're healing, because I'm about to tell you how I'm feeling. Oh, yeah. It's been a Lizzo kind of summer. Definitely it's been about damn time for the Mets. I mean, what a fantastic year they're having. DeGrom comes back and once again, almost like he never left. Holding on to first place and streaming. In 1986 they had a slogan on the wall: "A September to Remember." Let's hope this is a September to remember for the New York Mets. But today I really wanted to talk about something specific, and what really prompted me to want to do this episode of BT Talks Baseball, and that's the Mets Old Timers Day, which was held a couple of weeks ago at Citi Field. I was so fortunate to be in attendance for that, and the ceremonies were just absolutely wonderful. You have an image in your mind when you think about Old Timers Day, and it's the first time the Mets had done so in almost 30 years. And you know that a lot of players are going to be there, and you're going to see a lot of people you haven't seen in a long time. But when you see them all sort of intermingling, Jay Hook with Ed Kranepool, with Jon Matlack, with Mike Piazza, with Howard Johnson, with Keith Hernandez, with so many others. I mean, 65 players and managers. Joe Torre was there, Bobby V, of course, Al Leiter. There's no way I could ever name all the players on the team. I'd need 20 minutes to go through it, and it was so great. And you look forward to the introductions, and the introductions were everything you thought they'd be. Of course, hosted by Howie Rose, the radio voice of the Mets, and as far as I'm concerned, the voice of the Mets. Nobody does it better than Howie in any stretch of the imagination. Howie is to me, and I texted this to him after the event. To me, he is the Mets, and to be able to listen to him introduce all these players the way he does in his way, well, let's just say he put it in the books in a really phenomenal way. And of course, the most emotional part of the day is when the Mets secretly, or not secretly, they surprised everybody by announcing that they were going to retire Willie Mays' number 24. And now listen, Willie Mays was not known as a great Met. He played for the Mets for 2 seasons, 1972 and 1973. Of course, one of those, 1973, they were the National League champions. But Willie was at the end of his career, certainly, and was an emotional leader more than anything else, although he did contribute. But, retiring number 24 is much more significant than saying, well, Willie was a great Met. I mean, Willie was an unbelievable, he's a legend, obviously. He's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the greatest players to ever play the game, arguably the greatest all-around player to ever play the game. And retiring number 24 in New York City in the National League ballpark just makes sense. Certainly to me. And when Howie Rose, told the story about the fact that the original Mets owner, Joan Payson, had promised Willie when she brought him back to the Mets that she would retire his number, but she passed away in 1975, and he said that promise had gone long unfulfilled, and then he paused and said, "Until now." And that's when everybody knew. There was a covered giant 24 right on the field, but I don't think anybody even thought of what that possibly could be. But it was a great moment. It was a great moment to see Willie Mays, acknowledged and remembered. He had sent in a speech that Howie Rose read for him. And, personally, it means a lot to me. Of course, my father was a huge Willie Mays fan when he played for the New York Giants. I was able to text. My dad is in Florida, so he wasn't able to attend, but I was able to be texting him during the event. And, it was really an emotional event for everybody in the stadium and everybody who remembers and loves Willie Mays. And it just really put an exclamation point on what was a great afternoon. And then, of course, the Old Timers played a game, and that was certainly fun to watch. and fun to see the guys in uniform playing a game. They played a couple of innings, and the whole thing was a lot of fun. In fact, I didn't even stay for the actual Rockies-Mets game. The Mets ended up winning their game later that night, but I didn't even stay for that. I was there for one thing and one thing only, and it was to really enjoy all these old timers. And it just was a great day. Got to go there with a buddy of mine, Dave, and we really enjoyed the memories. We kept pointing, oh, there's so and so, there's so and so, there's It was a lot of fun. So, and one thing I'm really excited about on this show is that right now I had the opportunity a couple days ago to speak to Jon Matlack. Jon Matlack, as you know, was the 1972 Rookie of the Year, 1973 World Champion. He was a rookie when Willie Mays made his comeback to New York with the Mets. If you look at all the photos from Old Timers Day, it was Jon Matlack who was standing next to the big number 24 when it was revealed, along with his other teammates and Willie Mays' son. So excited to have the chance to talk to Jon about his experience at Old Timers Day and specifically about the retirement of Willie Mays' number. Jon Matlack, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing okay, Brett. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Jon, I haven't done a show in a while. I've had you on a few times, but I was moved to really want to speak to you specifically about Old Timers Day. It was such an emotional day for the fans. I can't imagine how it was for the players, but I was fortunate enough to be in the stadium as well. I didn't have as good a seat as you did, but what was it like to be in uniform, in a Mets uniform at Citi Field?
Well, it was very special. There's no question. It was neat to be back on the field, and I think the Met organization and Steve Cohen went above and beyond to put this whole thing on. Definitely brought back some old feelings. Different stadium than not participated in, but certainly the feelings came rushing back.
What was it like for you? You obviously played with many of the men that were there. I don't know if you had the chance to catch up with people you hadn't seen in a while, but you got your chance to be from everybody from the '62 Mets to Piazza to the and obviously the current Mets are there. What was that like spanning those generations?
It was really cool to see guys from I thought I was going to be one of the older old timers, and there were certainly guys there that had played previous to my participation, and certainly the guys coming right on up to modern day. And it was really neat to see the 6 generations, 6 centuries span, if you will, during this event. It was really cool.
Absolutely. I want to jump to one of, well, for me at least, one of the most emotional parts of the day. It's very hard these days to keep anything a secret, specifically in New York, but they managed to keep the retirement of your former teammate and obviously Hall of Famer Willie Mays' number 24 a secret. I guess now that the cat is out of the bag, literally, how long before the event did you know about this?
Well, they didn't trust us enough, and I got told shortly after breakfast that morning. So it was definitely held close to the vest, and I think they let his former teammates that were going to participate in the presentation know sometime that morning. So it was a very cool deal, and I think well deserved.
Absolutely. Obviously Willie Mays, I don't have to tell you, was not known for being a New York Met, but he was known for being such a important, really a hero in New York baseball, New York National League baseball. You and I had the opportunity in the past, but I would love to once again just rekindle some of your memories. And it was your rookie season when Willie came back to the Mets.
It was, and it was really, I had faced him the year before and had tremendous respect for him, and here he is a teammate now, and it was a very neat experience, to say the least. Even in the waning days of his career, he had a whole lot to offer, not only as a player, but as a mentor. He was a great guy to have around.
Yeah, I can't imagine what it must have been like for you, although maybe you could put it into words. You're standing there in uniform, as they take, you were one of just very few players. I know Ed Kranepool was up there, and anybody else who was on the 72 team, I think Felix Millan, as they unveiled that. And the stadium, for the old timers part, was pretty packed. That had to be an amazing feeling.
It was. It was definitely strange to be on the field at 3:30 in the afternoon taking a picture. As we took the team picture, and the stadium was damn near full. I bet there was 35,000 people there at that point, and to have everybody turn out for that event, I think, was really special.
You know, I think as I know you follow baseball very closely, even these days, and the Mets are having a phenomenal season, and I think that certainly added. The timing of everything just worked out perfectly, right? I mean, to have the first Old Timers Day in 38 years, to have this team, which is one of the best teams in baseball currently. I'm not comparing 2022 to 1973 because 1973 was a very strange year, as you and I have discussed, as far as the ups and downs of that season. But to be a part of really now this 2022 Mets season, did you feel like a different energy than you have in the past when you've come back?
Well, I don't know that it was a different energy. It's definitely a positive winning energy. I think these guys. Currently, the team on the field plays the game right. They play hard. They play to win. They don't quit. They certainly have all the ingredients with the quality pitching, defense, and timely offense, and sometimes a whole lot of offense to do what it takes to win. And my gosh, they've already surpassed the year that we have, I think, in wins, and still have a month to play. So there's no telling how far they'll go.
Well, Met fans and former players hope they go very, very far. I was hoping to maybe see a little Jon Matlack on the mound. That wasn't to be, though, huh?
Well, it's one of those things where your mind tells you, oh, sure, you can do it, and then your body goes, the hell you will. So I decided it was probably best to stay on the sidelines and not risk embarrassment.
Well, I'm quite sure you wouldn't have been embarrassed, but it was great to see you in uniform. It's always great to talk to you, and I appreciate you checking in for a few minutes and sharing some of your memories of what was a very special day at Citi Field. The only thing that was off is it was too bad it couldn't be in the old stadium that used to be right next door.
Well, probably that would be the only thing I might have changed. It's always good to talk to you, but I wish you the best going forward.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, John. Talk to you soon.